It's pretty wild how sometimes an entire story, a whole play, can hinge on the actions of just one character, right? Well, today we're going to jump into a classic to see exactly how one little sprite's magical mischief becomes the engine for, well, for everything. Love, fighting, comedy, the whole shebang.
This line, it just says it all, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that feeling of just pure cosmic amusement at all the drama unfolding down below. It totally sets the stage for this comedic chaos where, our human problems are basically just entertainment for the supernatural. So, you gotta ask, right? Who's the one looking down, finding all this so hilarious? Who's the master of this mayhem? The one responsible for turning perfectly normal people into, well, fools?
Well, meet our agent of chaos, Puck. You might also know him as Robin Goodfellow. The play calls him a shrewd and knavish sprite, and honestly, that's putting it mildly. He's not just some sidekick. This guy is the living, breathing embodiment of chaotic energy. He's the one who takes his boss's grand plans and just throws them into a blender of hilarious disaster. And this is what's so fascinating about Puck. He's got this total split personality. On the one hand, he's the merry wanderer, just trying to pull some pranks to make his master, Oberon, laugh. But if you're a human on the receiving end, he's a knavish sprite, a literal figure of fear. So his idea of a good time has some very real and pretty disruptive consequences for everyone else.
And oh man, this guy's pranks are all over the place. He messes with every part of mortal life. He'll cause some household havoc, like making it impossible to churn butter. Then he'll move on to comical accidents, like yanking a stool out from under someone, or, and this is a good one, hiding in a drink as a roasted crabapple just to watch someone spill it everywhere. He'll even mess with nature itself, shapeshifting into a foal to trick a horse. Seriously, no one is safe.
Okay, but Puck isn't just running wild on his own. He works for the Fairy King, Oberon, who you could call the architect of chaos. If Oberon writes the song, Puck is the one who grabs the controls and cranks the amplifier up to like 1,000,000. See, Oberon is strategic. He has goals. He's the one who sets the whole thing in motion. And his magical tool of choice? The juice from this flower called love and idleness. The magic is simple, but wow, is it powerful. Squeeze it on someone's sleeping eyes and they will madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. This flower, this is the very engine of all the chaos in the play. So Oberon has a very specific two-part plan for this magic juice. Part one is pure revenge. He wants to humiliate his queen, Titania, to get back at her in an argument. But part two is actually kinda nice. He wants to help a mortal girl, Helena, by making the guy she likes, Demetrius, fall for her. So one plan is cruel. The other is kind, but both are very, very specific.
So what happens when you take a super specific, carefully calculated plan and hand it over to the literal embodiment of chaos? Well, this is it. This is the moment the entire story pivots. This is where Oberon's careful plan slams right into Puck's careless mistake.
Let's just walk through this chain of error because it's wild. The order from Oberon is crystal clear. Find the Athenian guy who's being mean to Helena. But Puck, probably in a hurry, gets it wrong. He finds the wrong dude in Athenian clothes, Lysander, and zaps him with the potion instead. And just like that, in a single instant, true love is completely rewritten, and the entire conflict of the play just explodes. And this perfectly sums up the dynamic of the whole play, right? You have Oberon's intent, which was calculated, strategic, totally goal-oriented. And then you have Puck's execution, which was flawed, accidental, and completely chaotic. It's that huge gap between the plan and the reality that gives us all the comedy and all the drama. And the fallout from Puck's grand mistake? Oh, it's immediate. And for the mortals, it's an absolute disaster. They're suddenly trapped in this confusing, painful pageant of fools, all orchestrated by a magical force they have no clue even exists. And just how powerful is this magical whiplash? Lysander, who was head over heels for Hermia just moments earlier, wakes up and not only leaves her, but calls her a loathe medicine. His love doesn't just disappear. It instantly flips into pure hatred. It's brutal.
And right when you think it can't possibly get any more tangled, the attempt to fix the mistake just makes everything a million times worse. See, they finally put the potion on Demetrius like they were supposed to, but Lysander is still enchanted. So now you've got this insane reversal where both guys are desperately chasing Helena, the one woman neither of them wanted before.
So what's Puck's take on all this human heartbreak he's caused? He is having the time of his life. He's just watching this fond pageant, totally amused. He doesn't see pain or suffering. He sees a fantastic show. And that really tells you everything you need to know about his trickster nature. But here's the final brilliant twist. The very same mischief that created this entire mess, it's also the key to fixing it. To bring back order, Oberon doesn't punish Puck. He actually uses Puck's chaotic skills for a good cause. So, when the guys are about to actually start a sword fight, Oberon gives Puck a new mission. He tells him to use all his tricks, disguising his voice, leading them on a wild chase through the woods to completely exhaust them and stop them from hurting each other. It's still torment for sure, but this time it's got a purpose. Crisis management. And that's how Puck's magical mischief becomes the essential mechanism that solves everything. His incredible ability to create confusion is what ultimately prevents anyone from getting hurt and allows the spells to finally be set right. The chaos he unleashed is, ironically, the only thing that can untangle the whole knot. Which kind of leaves us with this big question, doesn't it? If this chaotic energy is both the cause of the problem and the tool to solve it, what does that really say about chaos? Maybe it isn't just a destructive force after all. Maybe it's just a necessary instrument for creating a much more interesting and ultimately stronger sense of order.